Hello. How is everyone doing? Let's start with some kind of modding. Getting to the point now where I get to kind of start some new ideas. Mythic Legends is basically good to go. I'm actually gonna reach out to some of the people in Discord to see if they'd be interested in kind of play testing this. The magic mod, it seems like it's stable enough. I'm getting past the wave of people who have problems. Some of the problems were from my mod. Some people are just sending me random crash reports expecting me to fix like other mods. But it seems like that is dying down. That's something that always happens with a big update. You get a lot of, you know, because someone's like, well, I have 205 mods and, you know, I have this random problem. Can you fix it? Right? So, yeah. But it's getting to the point where, like, the magic mod is stable. It seems like it's good to go. I can start adding things to that. I could also add more things to this. I can maybe revisit some of my older mods too. So let's hop in. Let's take a look at the wyverns. I may end up also actually playing a game today. Valen, hello. Elruna Nox, hi, how are you? Hope everyone's doing well. It is dark in this world. There we go. All right. So this is where we are. I really don't know what else to add to these guys. Hey, Deegan. I think these are pretty much good to go. Just really have to play test. Oh, there's one thing. Here, I'll hop off. There's one thing that annoys me and I can't do anything about, and it's this right here. It's off-center a little bit, and I can't really make a patch for this. The way the game had things set up. See if I could pull it up here. All right, vintage story assets, survival. We're gonna pull up the bed. Right here, right? So this part right here, normally what you could do is, you know, in the attributes, the attach to entity attributes, there's a certain shape that you can like, you could just patch onto these items, right? This is embedded in this hay bed item itself. I'll pull up my lantern patch, for instance, right? And what the lantern does is it does the attach shape by slot code, right? Which makes it to where, like, when you got an in-game lantern and you put it on. Here, we'll use bismuth, my favorite, right? And I put it on, you could see, like, hey, there's the bismuth, right? I gotta fix that. So I guess that is something we could do, the lantern rope. But, you know what I mean? Like, it's done right here. It's good to go. That's not really the case for the bedroll because it doesn't use a by type that you can separate things out in. It is just static attached shape. And this is the shape no matter what you do. So you could either patch this, which will screw up the elks and any other mount, right? Because it's one ring to rule them all. So I don't know how to do this without, like, the game really should have, you know, the VS team probably should maybe change this so it's easier to patch. Unless there's an intricate way you could patch this. I'm not good at patches. I fumble through them. It's sad. Those acid pits are just so pretty. Yeah, I really like this world. Seeing these guys, like, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. What we got in here? Oh. If I had my magic mod, I'd revive this thing. Looks partially dissolved, likely to high acidity. Dang. It's rough. It's a rough go of it, little one. Guess that's Darwinism. Let's fix the rope here, because I can do that pretty easily. You can check to see how Kevin's Furniture did it. They added a different texture bedroll to the Elk's attached bed. Oh, so there is a mod that did it? All right, Kevin's Furniture, huh? Let's give it a test. Let's go to the mod database. And Kevin's Furniture. Kevin's Furniture. So you said they gave it a different shape. I have a bad feeling this isn't going to be what I want. Yeah, I doubt this is going to be what I want. See, this is the thing. If I make a new kind of hay bed, then I could easily do this, right? Because then I have full control of it, and I can, you know, deck this out to be, you know, grab a shape, attach a shape, buy a slot, right? I could definitely do it then. This is the raw hay bed in the game. Like, my choices are create a new item, or hope that, you know, they move away from the global setting to attach a shape. I mean, that's the same way for, like, the, you know, the way the saddle works. That's a custom item. This was really easy to layer on top. Bridle as well. I could make this shape look like anything it wants. It doesn't have to look like the item. Just kind of like the saddlebags, right? Saddlebags look like this. You know, I have the, you know, like they're kind of together. But when you attach them, see, like this right here, let me remove the saddle, right? See, so this is really what it becomes. And actually, the saddlebags will end up getting bigger. See, and this is the other problem too. This wasn't an issue until the models for the wyverns got bigger. Like, if you notice, they're not really the size of wolves anymore. They're a little taller than you. They've gotten much bigger, which I think is a great thing. It adds to it. But now that the model is so big, it's not centered anymore. You know, like the theme of the elk and, you know, other smaller animals. So using the global shape, you know, like I can't offset it, because if I offset it, then everyone's elks are gonna see it too far to the other side. That's the rub. That's the rub. It looks like the Kevin stuff. He's well, they are putting in their own custom items. You know, from what I see here, right? They got like the shower stall. You can hang up your clothes. And if you look at the picture of the elk, that's a sleeping roll. That's not the hay bed, right? That's a sleeping roll. So yeah, making your own item, you have full carte blanche to make it look like any shape you want on the elk or any other mount. So that was good though. That was good. I'm hoping that someone maybe finds a way. I think the easiest way though is, you know, and this will probably be ironed out, but just make it to where it's like the lantern. Let me pull up the lantern for you. Right, so this is the lantern. And if we come down, first of all, they do the attributes by type, which is great. And then they have the attachable entity, and see, they have the code. And it's just called lantern, right, for the code. You know, a texture prefix, and then that right there, right? Change shape by slot type. So to patch this, it's super easy, right? All I had to do is I could leave this, right? Because this works on the elk. These are actual points on the elk for this stuff in the boat. So I created my own, right? I patch right into there and say lantern AP. That is for my wyverns, right? So really all this patch does is it adds one more line in here, and then bam, you know, like I can get that shape just right. That way when you put the lantern on, right, it looks like it does. Let's fix this. So I'm hoping that the the hay bed kind of follow suit? It probably will, right? It's a matter of time. This is the 1.21. You know, the VS team is pretty hard at work, fixing stuff, kind of getting things together. I'm very optimistic. It's probably on their radar, but, you know, they probably have other bigger things to take a look at. But when the time comes, I do have a bedroll already set. So I have my version of the bedroll already set. Let's look at the lantern. Alright, so I need... there's a couple things that I need to do. I think what I'm gonna do here is pull up, like, the cooking pot. I'm going to embed the textures in the shape itself, and then I'm gonna pull them off of the entity. Alright, so if we look at the wyverns here, we'll go down to textures. There we go. So there's a couple lantern codes here. I'm going to do away with these. Really, I just need one for rope, one for candle. And then material will kind of come through, right? So this is for rope. Game rope. So get rid of that. And then we want one for candle. So copy, paste, CANDLE. And this is the game's candle. Right there. And then I can get rid of those two. And reload. Question about this new Wyvern mod of yours. Is it going to be compatible with your other mods? Like, are they going to be any specific bonuses for having both installed? No. I had considered that. I think that's something that's easier to do in Minecraft. For Vintage Story, I'm not sure how to do that correctly without making your mod, like, completely dependent on another mod. You know what I mean? It's, you know, but I'll tell you this. I made this mod to test out a new flight system. And I really like this kind of, like, living flight system that I came up with. So it's going to be a handful of files, right? That's going to be imported over to the Magic mod, and we will be getting magical wyverns. And you won't have to install, you know, this wyvern mod to get it. Oh, what's happening here? Not set to an instance of object. Alright, so mountable. Oh, entity mountable. Here we go. 2624. Did I restart? Did I restart this? I don't think I restarted. I just did a reload, didn't I? So the shape may not be happy right now. Let's go into mountable. 2627. So that's 2624. So that is that. Run new animation. So Wyvern Idol, did I do something? You know what? I was playing with this last night. Let me look at that patch. Right, yeah, see, I made a change on that patch. Oh, I tried to add something else. Hold on. Let's get rid of that. There we go. You know what? Let's not get rid of that. Let's set this to true. Okay. Now we're going to shut down. We're going to rebuild. Boop. Oh, exciting, yeah. I mean, I in Minecraft, I used to do things like that where, like, you'd have one of my mods and then, like, you know, like, for instance, it would be something like Vice blocks, right? That just adds blocks to the game, so you know, if you have my magic mod and that mod installed, maybe, you know, in that mod you could form the crystals into different kinds of placeable blocks. You know, things like that. Oh, nope, still unhappy. Interesting. Entity mountable 777. Yep, so it's actually right here that it's triggering. It seems like it's not really loading it. All right, I'm gonna get rid of that. So that patch, I was trying to make a separate first-person kind of animation that was pretty much like it was pretty much a dead animation. I'm trying to get those arms away, and it's hard to do. It's very hard to do. So for now, I'm just gonna get rid of that. I will end up making this a whole second patch. Although, you know what? Again, let me undo what I did. I want to try one more thing. I remember what I was working on last night. So let me go into here, specifically in here. This right here, I commented that out for the first-person variant. And I think this is where I need to possibly change things. But we'll see. We will see. Alright, so let me close that out. Let me close that out. Let me stop that. Let's rebuild. There we go. Now let's start. Mythic Legends. I've seen mods that have optional compatibility. Let me see if I could find that so I could direct you to it. Well, mods that have optional compatibility use patches for it, right? Like, I know, like, basic compatibility. I'm talking about a full-on system, right, from something like that. Like, you know, getting other game assets and stuff. But at the same time, though, the reason why I don't know much about it is because, you know, I'm not super interested in it, I guess. I guess you could say. Because it's like, what would I do, right? Like this, that's kind of a tactic that you would use to have like mod compatibility with your other mods if you're, you know, if you're like on CurseForge, right? And it's all about downloads, right? You know what I mean? Because then it's a way to get other people to download a mod that may not be as popular to get you more downloads. You know, like that's kind of the way I see it. You know, because it's like, well, okay, let's look at the crystals here. You know, for my magic mod, why, you know, why would I make another mod have like chiseled blocks and maybe like a fire crystal table or something, when that should just be probably part of the magic mod, you know? You know, like these wyverns, they don't really need to have magic. I mean, it's, you know, that's like saying like, oh, there's magic wolves now, but I could make elemental versions of this that will act differently, right? Like maybe in the magic mod, these are summonable, but I shouldn't limit you to be like, well, if you want these elemental wyverns, which is a cool part of magic, you need to get this mod. You know what I mean? So again, it's not a bad idea. I just don't know any good cross-play stuff, you know? It's like if I do something, like I'm not going to force people to use the Vice Blocks mod, you know, because there may be things in there that they don't like. So, you know, if I make that fire crystal table and chair set, it's probably just going to be in the magic mod, and you'll probably do some kind of spell to create it, right? Which would be a pretty cool idea. See, this is what I want to get rid of. This is like the bane of my existence right now. Let's try. You know what? Let's try and work on that a little bit. Because really, it's just this first-person variant here. This first-person variant. I think what I need to do. Yeah, the first-person arms. I want those first-person arms to go away. And I think it's gonna be through here. Let me pull up. Let me pull up, because I was on a roll last night, but obviously I left it kind of half-baked, and I was just like, you know what, I'm kind of tired, I'm going to bed. None of my friends were up. It was weird. It was a weird Friday. all two of them, they weren't around. Ah, this is it. Right here, right? So, what I'm thinking is doing something similar to this, right? And they just add the dash FP. You know, so I basically think I would just copy this part right here. And this kind of becomes this, right? So I get rid of that. And I get rid of this. Right, and then we copy this. Anywhere it says this, it basically needs to point to the animation that I am attempting to create. Just like that. So really I can just copy this and I guess paste it up here, right? And this should be a secondary animation, right? That gets patched in through here. And then what I could do is this is just like an idle animation. And I could make it to where, like, the arms are, like, super far behind you or something, right? Where you just don't see them at all. That way, when you look down and you look around, it's got a field about it. You've had some good ideas today, Deegan. I gotta say, like, you got me thinking now about, like, is there a mod out there that's doing the hay bed? Are there any, like, compatibilities that I could do between my mods that would make sense? you got me thinking. Well, that certainly looks different, doesn't it? I think we may have got it. So let's just do something about... That looks a lot better in my opinion. It does look better. It definitely does. It's not like right in your face. I would prefer to like not see anything though, you know? That's my preference, but you know, you are right. It's kind of far back. Your arms are not in the way. Like, holy crap, this may be it. Let's kind of look, you know, see what it looks like flying, right? So you still have full vision. And if you look down, you're good to go. I'm probably going to move you up a little further on the mount. Let me position you, and it'll kind of look like your hands, like if I move you up a little bit, it'll kind of look like your hands are, you know, grabbing onto the reins. And this is what it would look like, you know, to everyone else, right? Although, maybe, it's a conundrum, huh? Yeah, I don't know. Don't suppose there's an easy way to turn off the arm texture when mounting the Wyvern? Probably not. Well, I don't know of a way, right? Because at that point you're messing with... If that's not an animation. Oh, see, I went to scratch my head. It's still trying to do the idle. So, like, when you're mounting on it, yeah, just to get rid of that. I don't know if there's a way to really do that without messing with your character's texture, right? Like the Seraph texture mapping. Yeah, I would assume there isn't because it's using the base game mounting code. Yeah. Although, I mean, I gotta admit, this is... It's weird that other animations can also fire. Right, that's a little weird here. I wonder if I should... If I should lock that down, right? Let's do Tamed Wyvern, I'm thinking about how to do this. Okay, let's go into here. I think I know. What I will do is pop in FP variant 2 dot blend mode equals, and I can say probably just add, right? Wait, does this take a... It may not be blend mode. It may not be blend mode. Let me take a look at the Tamed Wyvern. Let's go up to animations. Crap. Where is it here? Textures, behaviors. Here we go. Animations. It is blend mode. It is blend mode. So I'm thinking I just want to do add for blend mode. Which means I need to find the enum for blend mode. And that's not the right blend mode. Here we go. Animation blend mode add. That's what I want. Because I think what add is going to do, it's going to be aggressive. It's going to, when you do average, or add average, if you have another animation like idle or head scratch or something, it tries to play both, and it can scale kind of weird. When you're in first person, I don't want your hands to really move much. It's fine if they move a little bit, if you're like twitching around or something, you know? But you shouldn't have like a reaction, you know, like you saw there, where it's like this forearm's like up into your armpit and they're being stacked weird. So let's get off, let's reload, and then hop back in. And then let's kind of keep an eye out for, you know, other animations also playing. Boop. Alright, so we'll try and keep an eye on it. We'll kind of move around a little bit. Let's face the west, right? Because that's where the wind comes from. North, west. There we go. West. So it's not like I'm not scratching my head or anything right now. I kind of really like this. I do like having your arms there. The only part is, it's a little weird, right? It's a little weird that you sit like so far back. And I think it's because of your eye height and maybe the position of your eye height. Only in first person though, right? And I don't know if there's a way to like deal with that easily. You know, it's an annoyance, but it's not so much of an annoyance that I want to spend the next 3 weeks trying to figure it out, right? You could change your eye height, you could change the body yaw limit, you could change your actual offset, but I think those are really the big things that you could change. Let's look at the seat. Nope, that's not it. Eye mountable seat, that's not it either. I gotta find the part where I'm... Here we go. No, that's rideable accessories. Here we go. Behavior seatable. This is it. Right, so we have like the position, we have the step position, the controller, of course. Seat config. Right, so we got the AP name if it's controllable. Those are our offsets in the rotation, the yaw limit. There's our eye height. I offset X. That may be it right there. That may be it. Well, well, well. What have we here? So why don't I pop this in here, and we will try to put it as a 1. Let's take one more look though, just in case. It is a float, so we could do it in decimals, but let's just do it as a 1. And let's back up here. Whoops. Oh man, it's not gonna let me do it now. That's okay. We'll go back in this way. I'm gonna try and find this offset so I don't see it. Okay. I will put this in the same format, little e, I offset X. All right, let's give it a try. So we kind of see where we are. We're either gonna move a lot more forward, or we're gonna move like further back, right? Because 1's gonna be a pretty big thing. If they're giving you a float, 0.1 would be a pretty good, you know, like that would be a pretty good move. Yeah, so that's it right there. So obviously it's gonna have to be a negative, so let's give it like negative 0.25. That way we're kind of sitting further up. Sitting a little further up. I think this is like the last big thing that I need to really focus on. Hey, all right. The arms are together though now. Hold on, let me hop off and hop back on, right? Okay, so that's something that's interesting. If you log out and log back on, I think it's defaulting to not the first person point of view. But I would say this is actually better sitting forward a little bit. Let's go even further though. So what I want to do is I want to get the position right, you know, like where you're looking. That way it kind of feels like you're more like riding in the saddle. And then I could change the animation, right? That first person animation, and maybe like move the arms up a little bit more. That way they're still kind of behind you, but they're not like that far back. See, like I'm still mounted, right? So it's playing the wrong animation, but now it's gonna be playing the right animation. That's the animation we're gonna want. I would say, because if your arms are gonna be further back, it'll look like you're holding the reins. You're kind of in front. I say this is great, and your seat's right there, so that's kind of like what I would expect, you know, looking at it from this point of view, right? It's just now we need to move the hands a little bit to kind of match it. But yeah, now we can just change position. Yeah, now your arms are too far back. Yeah, we will fix that. So this is the best way I found to fix this stuff. And I don't know if it's the right way. I don't know if there's a better way. But basically, what I'm going to do is copy everything out in the value here. And we are going to open up the Seraph Faceless. And I'm going to scroll like all the way down towards the bottom of all the animations till we get to right here. I'm going to put a comma in, and I'm going to paste this in. There we go, and we will format it right. Whoops. Actually, we don't need to format it right, because I'm just going to copy and paste it anyways. But what this is going to do is, I'm editing the base game file, right? File, save. And then we can open up the VS Model Creator. File open. And now I can navigate to Vintage Story. Assets, game, entities, here we go. Right, I can go into humanoid. Oh, no, I don't think it's that. Hold on. This is in, I believe, it could be survival, assets, humanoid. Okay, that's not it. Crap, I always have to find this. I think it may be game. Oh, game shapes. There we go, okay. Right, so you go into assets, game shapes, entity, humanoid, and then Seraph Faceless. The Seraph Faceless, I think, is where all of the like full body animations are. And I think Hairless also has them. It's kind of a weird thing, but it seems like Faceless patches everything correct. And now what I could do is go into keyframes, and if we go all the way to the bottom, we have my Wyvern. So this is really what it looks like, right? And the arms are kind of far back, so we don't want them that far back. So I'm going to grab them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then we got to push them away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. No, let's undo all this. Let's undo all this. Right, so this is everything further back. What I would like to do is change this position. See, the problem is when you start getting like tilts in here, kinda sucks. Kinda sucks. I wonder if I can hold shift. No. 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 Alright, so I'm going to have to eyeball it. I'm going to have to keep it in line, move it up, move it down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then let's bump it out like 1, 1, 2, 1. I mean, that looks pretty good. Although I feel like it needs to be a little further up, but for now, right, for testing, we'll get this as a baseline and then go further. So that means on this side, we zero it out, and then I pretty much do the inverse, right? So that's gonna be -1, and this will be 1, 2, right? Because that was +2. This is gonna be -2. So let's give this a try for the first-person animation. We'll do a file, save. And now I come into here, and it updated everything for me. And I'm just gonna roll on through, copy. And again, I don't know if this is the way, like, other, people who are better than I am do it. But this is just the way that I found kind of works for me, and it seems to be the easiest. The only thing is you got to make sure when you're done with this, delete it out of here, because you will be the only one with this edited file in your install, and you may get like duplicate, there are errors that could pop up where you have a duplicate animation. So you just got to make sure you, you get rid of that. But now we're going to reload. Hop off, hop back on, and then see where the arms are. Okay, so my arms are closer. Oh, come on, man. They kind of look like they're in a good place right there, huh? They're still a little further back. But I feel like those arms are probably... Oh, see what it just did with that animation right there? That's what I kind of don't want to have happen. But you know what? It's not the end of the world, right? It's not the end of the world that you're playing another animation. I feel like it could be moved up like one more, though. Because if we look at it here... See, that was the stretch. But it's locked into the other animation. Oh, it's doing the cold animation right now. Yeah. let's move away here. Oh, I'm holding something. That's what that animation was. There we go. So I was holding an object. There we go. That's actually pretty good. I mean, for first person, I think you're sitting pretty well here. Put your hands back down. I feel like your hands need to come up a little more. I think they just need to come up a little more. I don't suppose there's a way to set it to play a specific list of animations and then you just leave that list empty. I don't know. Other people also agree with me when I say this. This game's animation system is cursed. It is freaking cursed. It just needs to be ironed out, needs to be probably iterated on a couple of times. You'll get weird choppiness with some animations. It's hard to deal with. So even if you go through the effort to make like an animation list and then like remove, set it to like empty, that doesn't prevent other animations from playing, right? Like your player is triggering idle animations and stuff right now. Just because that's part of the living and breathing that your character does. Those animations aren't exactly like what I could do maybe is I could have it to where each tick it aggressively checks if one of these idle animations are trying to play and then kill it immediately. That's putting a lot of overhead on, doing continual checks, like checking what, 20 times a second, maybe 30 times a second, maybe 15 times a second. Depends on, at that second, how many ticks this game was able to get out. It's like, people already complain that, the game, like, having so many mods and stuff's overtaxing. I would feel bad knowing that it's doing those kind of aggressive checks, Just because of an animation. But that's basically the way you gotta try to do things, right? Like, is this animation playing? No? Okay, move on. Is it playing? Yes? Okay, kill animation. Do something like that. I think these hands just need to be a little further forward. We were really close. Whoops. 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 Maybe like two. We'll do like two more forward. Right, so now I save it. Come back in here. This is updated. Copy. Go into here. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that I do with the modding, it's always like I have to weigh my options, right? I have to weigh the time. How much time would it take to implement something like that? Or an idea? And what's the payoff going to be? And I just don't have the right answer for that because the way the animation system works, it's so... It's cursed. It's cursed. Okay, so moving it up, I think that looks pretty good. You got a little sway when you move. That's not bad. When you're flying in the air, that's not bad. Here, let's land. Not bad. Turning left and right. And you can move left and right. All right. I really wish that those animations didn't play, though. And, maybe there is a way to do this. Let me, before I knock it off the table, let me at least try... We'll go to line 777, right? Wasn't that... It was around there. for the animations? I guess not. Ride Wyvern. This is what I want. And then we hop in here. Let's look to see what blend modes we actually have, right? So, adds the animation without taking other animations into consideration. There's average, where it averages it together with other running animations with a blend mode. If the animation without taking other animations into consideration, but add its weight for averaging. So, what if I do something like this then, right? So let me do an add average. And then in here, I'm going to copy paste. I'm going to get the weight. And I'm going to set the weight to be like ridiculous, 9999, right? Utterly ridiculous. This should outweigh, I think I've seen some weights going up to like 4. You know, so if it's going to do the average, my first-person animation should... Basically, you shouldn't move at all when another animation's playing. And this is how we're going to test. I'm going to go into here, and we're going to put this debugging on. So I should be able to see... Oh, I set it to false. True. So looking at an entity, you know, I can see things, but I can also see myself. Oh, but I won't be able to see... That's not going to help. I'm not going to be able to see myself through first person because you can't target yourself, right? I can't look up, I don't think. Yeah, see, I don't see anything. I could see this guy's stuff. I can see his running animations. So I'm gonna have to like see, you know, it seems like it's not gonna be too hard to figure out if it's working or not. Right, just kind of sitting here. There we go. So I got my arms there. Oh, you know what? That's a good one right there. My arms didn't swing up in the air. You see that? So I'm holding this item, but my arms are staying still. So this animation should be overriding any other idle animations or any other animations that are being triggered on the player. Now, first person, or third person, yeah, my hands will still move, right? So that's kind of what I want. Right? So if you have the sword in your hand, this is kind of what it's going to look like in first person. That's kind of annoying, but I guess just don't hold your sword in your hand. Right? Like, what else was I gonna say? I guess what I could do, let me get the sword out, because eventually I want people to have staves and cast magic. That would be kind of annoying having it right there. I could fan your arms out a little bit here. All right, so we could just set the rotation. Whoops. You know what I mean? Like, fan it out just a bit. So if that's 16, this would have to be positive 16. And now what I could do is maybe, so that's 72. There we go. Maybe bump it out a little bit. Maybe like a 4%. Right. And then with the angle being what it is, you know what? Hold on. Let me undo that. I think we could do better. Keep kind of going here. Kind of reset. We'll do a reset. Okay. So this is basically where we were. So really, this would be the first rotation that I would want. And have it be just enough. I think this is all I need. Right, something like that. And then I guess 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you know, I guess I was pretty much right, because this would put it back to kind of where it was. May have overshot a little bit. But that way, when you're holding something, it's holding it off to the side and not aiming it directly in your face, right? It's going to be off to the side. Save, baby. Copy. Delete. Paste. Undo. There we go. Reload. That was kind of shocking. It got dark in the background, seemingly out of nowhere. Yeah, I think 1.21, if you look at the GitHub, there are some issues with 1.21. Hey, you know what? Actually, that looked pretty good. Like that right there. Maybe what I should do is have it mimic your first-person view instead of having your arms spread apart. Maybe something like that, because that's basically what you look like on here. And then let's get like a bow, right? Because you could use a bow. That's great. Yeah, let's see what this looks like. So this is the new animation, right? I guess that's fine. Just gotta make sure you don't hit your wyvern. And I think that looks fine too. It's out of the way. You can still see in front of you. All right. I like it. I think the hands look fine. They still look like they're kind of gripping the reins. I like it. It's perfect. Okay. Well, that's what it looks like regular. Okay, I think that's gonna do it. Wow, that was the big thing that I wanted to change. Cool. All right. Let's make it daytime. Oh, did I? Hold on. Don't go anywhere, Wyvern. Don't go anywhere. I know, you've been sitting idle for about an hour. I got off you, then changed the time. Yep, I just want to make sure that the rope is looking fine, and it is. Let me take a look at all the stuff here. So, see, these are the issues that you'll get if you don't remember to clean up your shapefile, because it sees two, right? Because I patch it in and it's in my shapefile. So really, like, now that everything's good to go, I could come in here and just delete this out, right? I could delete that. File, save, and now on next game reload, it will get rid of all that stuff. Because I've been kind of playing around with stuff. We're gonna fully shut down. I'm gonna do a rebuild. We're gonna make sure everything comes up clean. And I guess we can move on to the next thing. I guess I could start working on setting up, so, and this is one type of wyvern, it's the Ridgeback. I could start setting up stuff for the Craghide as well. Whoops. Oh, let me make sure that it does a decent animation. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I would like to see when it's going down to the ground. Now that I'm on it, it will attempt to glide. Got the little wing flaps. Yeah, oh, God, this is feeling good. Let's land. So... I think, yeah, the bridle definitely does need to change. Saddlebags, I think they're all right. I think they need to sit a little higher, actually. Those saddlebags, I think they need to sit a little higher. So let's pull them up. Saddlebags 1 and 2. All right, so for saddlebags 1, since we're done with this, I can do File, New, File, Open. Move this over. We are going to go into Mythic Legends. Mythic Legends, Sources, Assets, Shapes, Items, Wearable, Wyvern. And let's pull up the saddle. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Cancel. Open. Saddlebags, that's what I want. And then what I need to do is navigate here. You know what? I'm getting tired of doing this. I'm gonna do something fast. Bear with me. It's a pain to like navigate each time. So I'll navigate this one time to these shapes. And we are going to pin this. Right, Mythic Legends, right? So now I should be able to come down to here. Well, it may not show right now. Hold on, let's cancel. File open. Oh, wait. Cancel. Hold on. Set backdrop. Okay, never mind. I guess I could just do it this way. Faye Archives, hello! There, make sure it's not going to show anything here. Entities, land, wyverns, ridgeback. We'll do ridgeback male. So that's kind of where they sit. I can do better. The position of these has to go up a little bit. Oh wait, these are keyframes. Hold on. Let's get out of that. There we go. See, I wanted the strap there. That may do it. That's for Saddlebags 1, so we can go to open. We're gonna have to duck back into here. Wearables, Wyvern, Saddlebags 2. We'll close that out, right? Because now what I could do is go to File, or Project, Set Backdrop, Entities, Land, Wyvern, Ridgeback. Open. Scroll to the top and just bump it up one. There we go. And reload. So good morning, Faye Archives. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Question with the model creator. On my end, every single model is stacked on top of itself, at least with shape files like clothes, and it doesn't show what it actually looks like in the game for me. Is there a setting I need to change to fix that? So are you talking about are you talking about the UV mapping? Like having the UV mapping set up so you see like the actual texture and the position of everything? Because if that's the case, I mean, there's a way to do it. You do it through the facing. You'd have to import your images Make sure the image file names keyed the right way to kind of pull it up here. Or you could edit it. If you go into your file, you would drop your keys in here, your texture mappings in here, and it would look something like this, right? It's going to be for like your workspace. See, for like the backdrop shape, this is actually where my mod is stored on my PC. Right? So it's looking to that. So for me, opening up this file in the model creator, I will see this. Other people won't see this. And then the same thing, because that's just the backdrop, the same thing with the textures. Yeah, because when I open, say, a shirt, every single segment is stacked into the same spot. Yeah, so you got to do the backdrop thing, right? You'd have to go into your project. It's going to look like everything's stacked weird. And then you got to set your backdrop, and then you would navigate to your game install, and, you know, if it's going to be a shirt that's on the player, you know, find the serif shape, right? It's probably going to be that serif faceless, right? And then when you open that up, you would then see a compiled shirt. So let's do file new. Yeah, because, so what happens, the reason why it looks like it stacks on top of itself is because it's using step parents, right? And if you don't have like a backdrop shape, then it has no step parents to mount those onto. So it just defaults them all into like a stack in the center. So that's why your stuff does that. But it's a pretty simple thing to fix. There we go. There, so that's the real animation right there. Although, you know, I hate to say it, let's load this in a way to where like I load back in the world mounted. We came up with this custom animation. This would be the default animation. I really hate to say this, I kind of like it. Because that is actually what it is in first person, right? So it would match, but I guess this is one of those things where you don't really need to be that precise. Although it does bother me that you end up with this animation. I don't think people are going to really notice, right? Because you just sign back in, right? And you're kind of flying around. Eventually, you're going to get off this thing or end up having to go to the ground. And you're going to dismount. And then every time after that, when you hop back on, it'll use this first-person one. This first-person animation. So, I don't know. That's because 1.21 changed how the long sleeve shirt was coded, so a lot of custom long sleeve shirts are broken. Yeah, actually, a lot of stuff. 1.21 does have a lot of little gremlins, and I can show you. I'll save and quit. Oh, actually, you know, I guess I didn't have to fully shut down. I know what I'll do. There we go, we'll go into releases, mod manager, open the mods folder, bam, Rustbound Magic. We'll just load into here. And it's funny because like what I'm about to show you has like changed almost every update. It changed with the 1.0. It changed when we were in the release candidates for 1.21.0. And then for 1.21.0 it changed, and then it changed again for this version. I'm not sure if it changed for the release candidate for 1.21.1. But if you look at equipment, and you look at like mage armor, look at that. It's like two-toned. You know, but this is supposed to be the green version, but it doesn't look right at all. Like that's close, But that ain't it. Same thing with this, right? Like, it's kind of patched weird. It's like something's wrong. Something's wrong. But if you like, and you can see it through like the item, right? But if you insufficient mana. Ooh, let's get sufficient mana. Okay, this is just the apprentice robes. I think I only need 25 mana. I could easily get that. There you go. There you go. 25 mana. Here we go. Max mana. Bam. Put this on. Right? Now, if I put this on, this is correct. The items are rendering a little weird. But you can see, like, that's the right one. That's right. That ain't right. That ain't right. And this has been changing. Before, there were clear, like, there were transparent patches, you know, like it looked like pieces of the armor were missing. Now, I guess the texture, like, seems like the texture atlas keeps, like, shifting a little bit. It's one of those things where it's not really a big deal to me. I'm just assuming that eventually things will kind of, you know, even out a little bit. But yeah, I find it funny that it's like something different each time. It's pretty funny. I've been looking at some of these. It looks like they have fixed some of these. Yeah, these don't look bad at all. These look right. Except for that one's sitting a little weird. It's like right at the bottom. But that's just like a positional thing. See, this one doesn't have overlap. This one's like spilling out at the bottom. That icon. Just little things like your, you know, OCD eyes would see. And it's not just the shirts. The pants do it too. See, the pants got all these weird things, like the colors on those knee pads. Those aren't the right colors. And if I were to get this... Oh, insufficient mana. Boop, not anymore. Did my wyverns just wandering around? There we go. See, like, this is really what the texturing and everything's supposed to look like, and this is what it thinks, right? It's weird. Very weird. But it's just an icon, so I don't really care. It hasn't been enough to make me be like, oh, I simply cannot play. Let's get a big staff. So this staff, I guess, is still going to kind of be in the way. Not a big deal. That's what that staff would look like. Any others? This one's got like a curve in it. Okay, but it sits a little lower. Good, good. The priest staff is also pretty big. That's not bad. It's not bad. The nebula staff, that one could be pretty big. You know what? Again. That's not bad either. Okay. About the regular skull. Okay, I didn't think that would be a problem either. Cool. So I think for the most part, let's try some of these, like the axe. I mean, it does take up a lot of space, but I think that's all right too. Wonder if I should get rid of some of the sway here. Wonder if that's something that you could easily get rid of. Would it be like a range of motion thing, right? Let's kind of take a look to see if there's anything. So there's a weight cap factor. Weight, animation, attributes. Okay, let's go down then. element weight. Alright, I guess that's pretty neat. Triggered by blend mode, element blend mode, suppress default animation. Oh, that could be it. That's a bool. So, hold on. Instead of going all ham with the weight, doing that stuff, right? Why don't I just do this? Equals true. There we go. There we go. That did it right there. I bet that did it. Reload, baby. See, it always helps to be nosy. Hold eye position after ease in. Value that determines whether to change the first person eye position for the camera. No. With first person variant, animation sounds, that's interesting. You make a sound where like your guy looks like he's animating his leg up to fart. That'd be funny. That'd be silly. Instantly, my mod would be like the #1 mod just by adding an emote fart that actually made a fart noise. You know everyone would download that. You know it. With activities merged, I think that's some kind of code. Was started from trigger, just collision, initialize. Okay, now we're getting into like all the other stuff. Matches, clone. So that's all we got. Honestly, I still love the yeet of the Magician's Brick. I know a lot of people love the Magician's Brick. I was considering making it a little more rare, and then making a bracelet that increased the damage of Magician's Brick when worn. Or maybe like the Amulet of Gormgall or something, you know, that you would put on that would increase the damage of Magician's Brick. Just because of how many people like Magician's Brick. Oh, man. I got a buddy who wants translocators to make a pop sound when you teleport. What, just like it's like a regular balloon popping sound? Pop. Oh, what the hell is this? What? Game version? Interesting. Very interesting. I don't think I've stumbled upon anything like this. That's cool. I gotta remember that. But not what's needed. Oh, it's suppressing. Oh, it suppresses. It just got rid of the whole animation. The whole, like, how you would, like, shift your arms up after putting something new in your hand. It just doesn't play it at all. Okay, that's not what I want. Ooh, let's go back to the weight. I thought I had a better solution. Turns out, I did not. Turns out I was wrong. So wrong. I gotta see something. I'm gonna set the variant stuff to false. It's not gonna run any of this setting it to false, which means that the first person and third person animations are gonna be the same. I'm just curious to see if that's a better solution, right? Should I have it to where you see yourself in third person, and then when you're in first person, like, your hands are the same, You know, you're in like the same space. So, hands together, this is it. And it's actually what's happening. If you've ever seen DBZA, I imagine instant transmission. Oh yeah, Dragon Ball, yeah. I can picture too, like the kind of sound. That'd be pretty funny. That's actually something that I could put in the Magic mod for the Gateway system. Get the sound file of like the, you know, instant transmission from DBZ. I probably could easily do that. And then just have it to where, like, as it teleports you, it just plays a sound file. That's actually, you know what? We're gonna put that on the list. Dun, 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 dun. Hold on, let me clean up some stuff. There we go. So, on the old to-dos, get DBZ instant transmission sound and have it play when teleporting using the gateways. Gateways, or summon portal spell, right? Because I have the summon portal spell. Why not? I like that. I like that. Wish if I had the sound file now, I'd probably do it right now, but it's kind of not a thing you do while you're live streaming. You know what I mean? Probably not a thing you do. So my hands are down. And my hands... And you know what? It actually looks like I'm grabbing the reins. Here, we'll get rid of that, right? So empty hands. So it still doesn't... It doesn't play... Oh, you know what? I may have the suppression on... Like suppressing the other kind of animations. I may have to actually like shut down and restart. And I guess I could also do animation meta, suppress default animations, false. We could just, like, statically, you know, just a check, safety check, make sure. I think I'll keep that other first-person animation because I figured out how to do it. I will set it to false, and then I'll put a note in the code that kind of tells me how to turn it back on, so if I do it in 6 months... Because, you know, if I end up making, like, for whatever reason, I do crazy things, I end up making, like, a Santa sleigh or something. No, I guess that doesn't do it. I guess your hands just kind of disappear as you scroll through different items. Oh, you know why? Oh, crap. I know why. These probably should be in here. I feel like I'm doing this wrong. There we go. I need the instant transmission pop when you teleport. It would make my VS life complete. Hey, the lag monster. I already have it as a note to do. It's gonna be one of those sneaky things too. Like, I'm not gonna make a big deal. Like Magician's Brick, I'll let anyone who's watching this stream now will know to look for it. But other people, like, they're just gonna be, they're gonna use it one day and they'll be like, "What was that sound? That sounds so familiar." Just like when they first got the Magician's Brick. What's this? What's this? Right, see, now it's having it to where you don't really have any animations, but it also means that any use animations aren't gonna work either. See, like, your hand stays down. Hey Lag, I've been talking to him about this. He's talking about for the TL2. No, I'm talking about for my stuff. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna patch the game's transmission stuff, or their translocators. This is gonna be for my gateways and my my portal spell. Oh yeah, he's talking about, okay, yeah, he's talking about the the TL. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's really good. I love DBZ. It's a good idea. All right, that's pretty good, I think. There we go. And we're not getting the weirdness, right? Like, it's just not playing those other animations. I think this is the winner. Let's get some arrows. Let's grab a couple. I think it won't show you doing anything. Yeah, it's not going to show you actually doing anything. But I'm kind of okay with that. I don't think it looks bad. All right, we could fly. Let's make it daytime. I think this is the winner. Kind of zoom out a little bit. Go forwards, we glide. We fly backwards, land. Well done, little one. Oh wait, can you still pet these guys? I think if you hold sneak, no, that's opening up the inventory with a hand. Can I rub your tummy? No. No, I guess I got rid of the pet. Got rid of the pet. Only took 30 seconds to find your stream, or 30 seconds of your stream to know you deserve that follow. Thank you. Can it breathe fire too? Funny thing, wyverns do not breathe fire. You're thinking of dragons. Wyverns are more famous having like a poison kind of sting. But no, they don't. They don't. They melee attack, but they don't have any special abilities or anything right now. It's just, it is what it is. They fly around, they have like a mind of their own. You can breed them. You can put a bunch of things on top of them. They got their, you know, this is the large wyvern saddlebags, but... And it probably should be a bigger looking file too, right? Like, the bags probably should be bigger. But yeah. Got a lot of things to put on there. Oh, and they work with the medallion too. The medallions need to be resized, but if I put this on, you can see that I own it now. And you can see it show up here on the map. And if I get a bone flute, which I would love to change to an ocarina. Like, I think that was a missed opportunity. Oh, this is a wyvern. I'm watching on my phone. Yeah, it's a wyvern. So if you're like really far away, there we go. He'll try and like fly towards you, and eventually he'll get to you. If you go too far away, he's gonna fly up in the air after me now. I gotta go faster than him. He'll teleport to you. So we'll like come over here, right? Like, oh no, I'm far away. This is all the in-game stuff here. There he is. See, I just have to change the shape. It's gotta sit up higher. It's gotta be a little bigger. Really, it just needs a size up. And this one has a speed of 20. That is like, this is the fastest these wyverns can go. They have a health, speed, and max stamina factor, and you can breed these too. So this guy has a speed of 20. You could breed it with like another wyvern with like maybe a max stamina of 18 or something, and then you have a chance of getting offspring that, you know, have the better speed of the mother and the, you know, the better stamina of the father, right? I just got really lucky with this one. The speed is awesome. Oh, one of the wild ones. They're just majestically flying. Normally they'd aggro you. Ooh, actually, let's get some spears. I added this too, depending on the damage output. If you're fighting these things and they're in the air, they have a chance of being dismounted. Or, damn it! Maybe I should use a bow. There we go, it went into fall mode. So now he has like ground brain on. Boop. So as you're fighting these things, if they're annoying in the air, you could potentially knock them out of the sky. And what it is, it depends on how much damage you do. It's a scale. Basically, take the damage you do, multiply it by 10, and then roll it out of 100, and that's the percentage chance that it will actually you can knock it from the sky. That was good. My first hit. Crap. Where did I have my stuff set up? You know what? I guess this is new home. I have no idea where those cool pools were. Oh, there's one. Oh, maybe it was over here. Maybe I didn't go so far. There we go. Kind of spawn a couple of these here. There's a lot of types. Grab that one, grab a ruined one. That one looks like Spyro the Dragon. Yeah, there's a lot of colors, a lot of types. I have a friend who gets genuinely angry when discussing the genetics of evolution of dragons. Yeah. Yep. I know people like that too. That's why I make sure, for their sake, you know, that I say like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, well, this is a wyvern. They're a little different. It's not a full, although I do want to, there are plans to get a full-fledged dragon in here, hippogriff and harpies, and probably a handful of other things. Those are like the top ones. But for now, this is the Ridgeback variant. There's a Craghide variant, and there's also a finned variant of these wyverns that I think will be completed first before the other ones come in. But I mean, it's all pretty much going to be the same. Like, I built this flying mount system. Like, this is exactly how I want these things to fly. They're smooth, animations are all working, good stuff. Just gliding down. Oh wait, crap. I gotta make an item to be able to name these things. That's what I gotta do. Crap, forgot about that. Okay. I guess, did I already make a name tag item? Let's see, what do we got here? We got these. I'm thinking, well, how do I want the name tags to work? I guess that's my first question. Like, should it be a consumable item? Is it something that maybe you name the name tag and then you You know, like kind of how you claim ownership, you would put it on a part of your dragon or your wyvern, and then the name tag would pop up and change. I don't know. I feel like it would be kind of cumbersome having it be like another attachment point. You know what I mean? What are you gonna put it on its butt? I'm kind of running out of room on these things. The literal beast of burden. It's a good one. It's a good one. I think maybe it should just be a consumable item. I'm envisioning this. You create a name tag. And then you just you would like sneak right click or something to like type in whatever the name's going to be. And then with that name tag, you could then go to one of your pets, and then by using that name tag, you know, I guess it would be kind of like Minecraft. Isn't Minecraft like that? Like you have like the name tag item, and then you like, what, put it in an anvil and engrave a name in it, and then when you use that item on the creature, then that item, you know, it passes the name on. What if it's a crouch right click to rename the name tag, then it's a consumable to rename the actual creature? Yeah, so we're talking about the same thing, right? Like it's an item, a consumable item, and you would like, you know, sneak and right click to open up a GUI to put in a name. And then once that name is saved to the name tag, then you would come up to your little guy, probably have you like sneak and right click with the name tag in your hand while looking at it to name it. That way you don't accidentally, you know, boop, like, oh crap, I just used the name tag in my inventory. We could do that. We can do that. Let's do it. We're gonna create a new item. To do this, I'm gonna have to shut down the game because the game is not gonna like what I'm about to do. Wearable resources, so item types. It's not really a resource. I think I'm gonna add a new folder. We'll call it tool. Tool. There we go. Tools, plural. I'm gonna copy something like the Dragon Fang. You know what? We'll do the Dragon Fang. And this is going to be called probably just name tag. There we go. Everywhere in here, well, not everywhere, right? I think really just there. That's the only place I'm going to rename it. I will keep the Fang, that way it looks like something. And you can only stack these to one. That's going to have to be a must-have. The rest of the stuff I really don't care about yet. We'll come back to this. What I'm going to need to do now is come down to the items section. Right in here. I'll do a copy and paste. And I will call this name tag. We're going to have to create a all new class file. Well, which means that this changes, that changes, that changes. Now I could come back into the name tag, we could change it here, and we got to register this new class file. So right in here, API.register item class. It's going to be item name tag dot name, and then we're going to do a type of item name tag. There we go. Close it out. So this item should be something we could see in the game now. I'm also going to have to we're going to have to create something client-side, GUI. You know what? We're going to open up the magic mod because I have a name tag in there. Actually, I can import a lot of this logic from the magic mod. So where is it? Transmog stone. I could just use it like the transmog stone. No, I shouldn't do the transmog stone. Spell, those are the helpers. I pruned it out, didn't I? Oh snap! I gotta go into my archive here. I got this whole archive set up. So let's go into Rustbound Magic unused files. This is going to be. Let's just search for name. Shapes, sounds, textures, GUIs, assets, blocks. Oh, actually, it's not in Rustbound Magic. It's actually further upstream. Right here. Beautiful. I gotta ask, you mentioned breeding these guys. What's the full breeding cycle look like? Are they like chickens where they lay an egg in a nest and you've got to wait for them to hatch? Or are they born like mammals? Right now they're born like mammals. So this is basically the way you would step through it. You would find in the wild, these things randomly spawn. Babies have a chance of spawning with the females, which has the chance of spawning with the males, right? So you end up getting a whole family. The mother and the father end up kind of walking away, right? They'll eventually wander away. They may go into flight mode, kind of leaves the babies on the ground. If you're sneaky, you get a big crate, the reinforced crate, and Roxa, thank you very much for the follow. But you'd place your crate down, and you'd bait it with some meat, and then you gotta move away. They're afraid of you, right? So you try and capture it. If you're lucky, you can capture it in the crate and bring it home and release it in a pen. It's gonna be afraid of you every time you get to it. You gotta breed that out with the generations. Or if you can run those things into like a secure area, they won't fight back. You could like maybe like just like run it into a hole or something, or at a dead end and build around it. How you capture it is up to you. But basically you put a trough down and you could feed it any kind of vegetables. You could feed it meat. You could throw meat onto the ground. But basically by feeding it as it grows up, it becomes a semi-tamed wyvern. You have to saddle break it to have it become a tamed wyvern. And then when you have, your wyvern there, you would get, a mother and a father and put those together. As long as there's enough food, they will breed. And you have a chance of having it look like either the mother or the father. It will pull from the father's genetics and the mother's genetics, and it will pick at random between which one. And then what it does is it has a chance of either being 2 points below or 2 points above the mother or the father, right? So if you put them together right and you get lucky, you could like upbreed, like the speed stat to get the maximum, right? So you don't have to rely on just random RNG. When they produce the children, right now they come out as, it's kind of like a mammal birth. It's going to be the same little tiny one, little wyvern hatchling. And then you would run it through the same thing, right? You would feed it, make sure you feed it enough. If you do not feed them enough and they grow up, they'll grow up into wild wyverns and you lost your chance to tame them. They'll be aggressive to you. They could fly up out of your pen because they have the flight brain. So you got to make sure you stay on top of feeding them enough when you're raising them. I had the idea to like maybe make like an egg stage. But that doesn't, I don't think that's really gonna work out. It's a lot of work because I would have to make the egg like an item, and it's gotta save the tagged information from the mother and father. And then it's like, what do you do? What am I gonna make an incubator block? And then you put the incubator block in. How much effort do I want to put in? A very small step of the whole process. So right now it's live birth because that's the easiest method to make sure I preserve, you know, all the important stats like the speed and health and stuff that the baby will inherit. Oh yeah, I gotta come up with some Thanksgiving stuff too. Forgot about that. And it looks like you might need a library mod since you're expanding. Yeah, maybe. I had considered that, but I really don't like the idea of, like, hey, you want to use this mod? Download this other mod. Even if it's my own. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But, yeah, you know, I may have to look at that now. I may have to look at that now. Maybe that's a better solution. Alright, so let's go into here. Oh, not in here. Where's my other one? Here it is, right in here. So really, this should be called dialogue. And we are going to come up to here. Now, I'm going to just kind of gut one of these. I gotta think which one I want. Keystone Spellcasting, Essence Core, Tool Transmog Stone. I gotta find where I put all of this stuff. I thought it was in unused files. Unused GUIs. Hold on. No, that's not it. This is the unused spell icons. I got a lot of icons here that I have ready to manipulate into another new icon. Source, client, dialogue. Okay, there it is. That's what I was looking for. And what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna actually just get rid of that, because I don't think I need this up anymore, because it's all archived. I do need this up. I'm going to copy the stand bar, and you know, actually I'll copy the debug block here, paste it in. This is going to be called dialogue name tag ML. And I will spell it right. Copy. No, do not change everything. Paste, paste, and paste, right? Now we're gonna open this up side by side, and I'm gonna import stuff, right? So block obviously has to change to dialogue generic. I need to copy over a couple more things here, so I will paste this in. Item stack, name changer, I'm going to call it name tag. That's going to be the item stack. And then up here, I'm going to copy this. You know what, better yet, I'm just gonna copy and paste this part. And we'll just pop in name tag dialogue as the default. There we go. I'll just have it as name tag, because that's the dialogue box. And then in here, I'm gonna have to register this game tick listener. Actually, I don't think I may have to. I don't think I'll have to do that. But I guess I will. Alright, I'm gonna copy and paste a bunch of stuff now. All of this. Copy, and I get to delete all of this. Bam, and paste. I feel like that pasted in wrong. No, okay, it pasted in right. It did a good job. Everywhere says RM references. I want it to be ML references. So let's do a copy, paste, ML references. There it all is. Everywhere it says name changer, we're going to change that to name tag. Man, I'm thinking about it now. I may need a library mod. I may actually need one. It may make sense now to have one. I need to make 2 string files here. One is going to be this. Copy. Scroll all the way down. So there's going to be a public constant string. Paste that in, equals. And this is going to be dialog dash name tag dash main underscore ML. And I will change it here, so this will be name tag. There we go. Copy and paste, and then we're gonna have one for overlay. There we go. And I'm gonna copy this. We were going to hop back into here. And then all of this. Search and replace. There we go. That fixed most of the problems. Oh, I gotta send a packet. Shoot. I'm gonna have to set up a whole network. Oh, wait. I did. Oh, thank you, Past Vice. My hero. So what that means is I need to do ML to tap into this handler. Oh, whoa, not ML, actually. It would be this. There we go. Network handler. There we go. I will need to import this, though. All right, network message, item name change. I think that may still exist in the Magic mod. I think it's just a proto contract. Do a search all for this, find, yep. It is a proto contract. Thought so. So I'm going to copy this proto contract, and we will add it into here. Boop. But wait, there's more. I need to actually register this stuff in the network messages. Right here. This is going to be ML references. We'll have to make a name tag for the stored name. And then I believe there's one more thing. Yeah, I have to register this stuff as well in the handler. So I can paste that in there. We're going to register one. We're going to register it on both the server and the client. Over here, I'm just going to put ML in here. That's a server. This is going to be ML, and this will be client. Client packet, which means that I'm going to change this. ML. Yes. I'll change it here. ML. Yes. And then change this. ML. Alright, so the proto contracts are good. Double check this stuff. Let's make this as a constant string. We'll put it right above here. So public constant string We'll paste this in. So this isn't like a player watched attribute, right? This is going to be... I'll do like creature watched attribute. Name tag underscore name. Something like that. That makes sense to me. And then it's going to be creature dash watched attribute dash name tag dash name. I guess I could do like stored name. There we go. And of course the underscore ML. I do the like the abbreviation of my mod just because in case someone uses the same exact string for whatever reason, like our mods aren't going to be in conflict or anything. Cool. All right, I'm gonna copy this because this is a special thing for this summary. It is going to be a string because this is a watched attribute. And oh, I forgot the equal sign. There we go. Just typing this stuff out, expecting everything to work. Now I get to copy this. We could go back into here. Nope, it was here. Paste. Perfect. So I got the proto contract all set up. We have the packet built, and basically it's going to just look at the entity that you are targeting, and it's going to apply the name tag. What I'm going to do is make this a little more robust. We're going to put this into an if statement. Because what I will say is if this player entity... Oh, you know what? I don't really have to do that. I will put this if statement not in the packet. I will put a check to make sure it's the wyvern or one of my mounts before it even sends the packet. It'd be silly to do it in the packet, right? Because I'm already sending something that the server's got to process when the client could have just handled it. But yeah, it's gonna be. Oh wait, and this is actually setting the attribute for the item stack itself. Perfect. We're gonna rebuild. No errors. Now I think we could hop back in because everything else I do is gonna be something that is done in-game. But all the files and everything should be made. And let me look for the name tag that I had used. I think I have that archived too, because we're gonna have to put things into the item, and I think I figured it out already. GUI. No, those are just GUIs. Item stack. All right, so what do we got here? Grid recipe, glimmering, compound. We got an energy ball, sigil of enlightenment, synthesis ciphers, rift stabilizer. I'm not seeing it there. Let's take a look at the magic mod. Rustbound magic. I suppose what I could do is go into here. And then take a look at this, right? And then do a search based on this keyword to figure it out. Okay, so this part right here, on entity spawn, I think I'm gonna have to, yeah, set it up to where, like, if it doesn't have the display name, but it's got this written tag, then it will, you know, it will do it correctly. so let's minimize this. It's Discord. Where's my other? There we go. Mythic Legends. We need to go into Entity Mountable. And we're going to scroll down. I think this should be an initialize, but maybe not. On entity spawn. So I don't have it here. Is it upstream? It may be... where is it? Oh, entity. There we go. There we go. So let's go to the entity mountable wyvern. Set mount name. That's where it is. So in here, I'm gonna have to look at the difference between these two. Alright, so get behavior display name does not equal the stored name. Oh shoot, I already had a tag? I already had a tag made for this. Crap. I already had something made. You know what? That's fine. That's actually fine. Yeah, that was a special name tag. So maybe I should just move. I should just use this. Let's go into the proto contracts here. I'm gonna comment this out. Yeah. Edit. It's about to be. Oh shit! No! It walked in. It died. Oh. We got the magic mod, though. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, my poor little one. Fine, I'll get you back out, but... You're lucky. You're lucky I've grown attached to you. There we go. We'll pull you over with Summon Corpse. There we go. We'll get your butt back up. That's why. Don't wander off next time. Too much time passes, I won't be able to save you. Oh man, that's funny. That is something. Revive, baby. Steamed wyvern, right? There we go. Hey, no! Are you kidding me? Summon you over here, I guess. Seriously, walked right back into it. Oh my god. Oh, all right. Do this again. Jeez. Oh my gosh. You're lucky you got a speed of 20, buddy. Normally, I just leave you and admin spawn another. Change up my colors in my testing. But you can't walk away from a speed of 20. Just can't do it. Man, I really wish I had spell haste. There we go. Alright, dummy. Stop fucking going over there, you stupid thing. What the hell? But I want to walk over there. Alright, let's skip some time here. Let's, get that temporal storm to pass. Jeez. What's wrong with you? I guess I'll pull out heal. Flash heal too. Healing Surge, I think, would actually kill it. There you go. Man, Spell Haste is so important. There you go. We'll slap one more heal on you and that should be good. There we go. Now just don't. Just don't. I have to put you in a pen. Alright, what was I doing? Oh, that's right, this. So let's save and quit because I'm gonna do some stuff the game's not gonna like. First thing, let's rebuild, make sure, yep. So all this stuff's gotta change. So anywhere it's saying creature, I want it to be this tamed name tag. Oh, and we got this stuff, right? So ML. I think I'm gonna have to merge the two bits of logic here. ML, there we go. ML. I'm kind of thinking this way may be the way I wanna do the tagging now. So to copy this, paste, and paste. So basically I'm saying if it has a stored name tag and that name tag is a stored name tag of empty, then it's going to default with the name of what the creature is. Else, I will take a look at the display name, make sure it's not the name tag, and if it's not, then set the name accordingly. So I'm going to comment this part out, because I don't think I need it, which means that your wyverns will not have a name that popped up. I just had like the Ridgeback tamed thing as just like a test to make sure the naming system worked. So with this, it's either going to have a specialty name that pops up from your name tag naming it, or if it has no name and you like remove the name, you clear it, then you know it's not going to have anything, right? Nothing will pop up. So let's save that. And we could test this. We could test it right now. We'll hop back in. Hopefully my wyvern has learned from its mistakes. Man, I got a lot of messages coming in. What's going on? Oh, I should probably take a look at that. Wait, what was that? Couldn't add entity type, semi-tamed wyvern, ridgeback, male 7. Due to exception of code, will remove. The exception is in set mount name. Line 591. So right here. Misattributes. Get behavior name tag stored. I have to put a default in. Why is it doing 2 lower? Come on, that's not what I want. That's what I want. So that's what I've got to do. And then we're getting the string, which I should also put as a default. Like that. And then I should do a similar thing here. Okay, that should be better. We're just going to shut down because it just got rid of every wyvern in there. Especially if it's talking about semi-tamed ones. I know I had a couple semi-tamed ones, like, really far away. I started flying around and lost track of where I was. So then that area became a new home. Let's get some water. Oh, that's good. That's some good water. Oh, it still got rid of the wyverns? Alright. Let me just make sure no errors came up. Yep, nothing came up. Alright. So, I mean, if we're gonna pull things out, let's get a fresh one. There we go. Wait, is this semi-tamed? Yeah, no. Let's go with the full-fledged tamed. What color do I want? I kinda like the teal. Kinda like this one. There we go. I'm gonna hop on you just so you stop moving around. Okay, so that's what it's gonna try and default to. So first things first. This watched attribute, get string. I'm gonna set it to this. Actually, I'll put in something like this. Something I don't think anyone would ever really use. Maybe I'll put in 2 spaces for that default. Okay, summon you. That's what I want. There's nothing on it right now. Don't move anywhere. Right? Instead of coming up with the default name, they just won't have a name. Now let's make sure we set the name. We're gonna scroll all the way up to on game tick. And I'm gonna just do watched attributes dot set string or set, yes, set. Man, y'all, I think I want some pizza tonight. I think that's gonna be dinner. That's gonna be dinner. Set string. I'm gonna have to put in ML references dot. And we want this one, right? The behavior name tag, stored name tag. And then we're gonna call it Mr. Cheeseburger. So it did not set it. And hop on it. So I see nothing popping up. Oh, well, wait. This is why I think it can't be only on spawn, because it's not going to update that name right away. So what I would have to do is copy this. Okay, so yeah, you either have to reload or I could trigger a refresh of the name through the item. But okay, there we go, Mr. Cheeseburger. That means this one's also Mr. Cheeseburger, right? Because it's a blanket statement the way I'm processing it now. So you will be able to name these. Now let's expand this a little further, right? That was for testing. That was great. Wonderful. Fantastic. Stupendous. I'm gonna put these two together. Go, kind of format that right. That looks better. All right, save that. Now we need to go into the item that we created. Item name tag. It's pretty empty. Let's take a look at the magic mod. Rustbound magic. And I believe this is going to be work in progress disabled. Nope, I have the mana focus, the mana regen focus that I didn't decide on. I believe what I want is guidebook pet. No. Was it in here? No, it wasn't in here. I gotta remember where that is. It wasn't in spells. Summoned item, no. I think it was called like name tag or something. It's called something. It wasn't in here, right? No, that's just on interact start. That's creating the entity. So I don't think it's in here. I'm gonna close that down. I'm gonna go dumpster diving here. I believe, so it's not in common. I don't have anything in there. Let's go back into source, system. Could be something in system. That's the old Crucible system. Those are the interfaces. Those are the Crucible recipes. So it's not in there. These are the old patches. I thought it would have been in common. I guess I got all of these to look at. It's not going to be in textures, right? Recipes. Work in progress blocks. That one's empty. Item types. No, summon glyph. Worst case scenario, I could look at GitHub. I thought I had it in here. I guess I was wrong. You know what? We could just rebuild it from scratch. It's honestly not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. We have the dialogue. All we need to do first off is have it to where when you right-click with this item, that it opens up the dialogue. Oh, you know what? I may have it in the Eldritch Monsters. I may have it in Ruststones as well. I think I got this in a couple places, but we'll just open up this. And we will look at something like item Rusty Dust. On interact start, step, cancel, and stop. These are the big boys. These are what we want. Copy. Paste. All right, we got a lot to delete out. Ooh, better yet, there's something better that I could copy and paste from. It is the Transmog Stone. This is what I want. So we'll use the Transmog Stone instead. Copy, undo, paste. This is it. And then what we're going to have to do on top first, let's create a new variable. We'll do public dialogue name tag, right? We're going to create a variable for this. I'll just call it DLG for dialogue. And I believe, I don't think you have to do anything special with that dialogue. I think basically you just have to call it down here. So I can get rid of that. I can get rid of this. I can get rid of this. I can cut this out. Paste it in. This is going to be our dialogue name. And we're going to open up the dialogue by right-clicking. And then the rest of this stuff, I think I want to cut this out, paste this in here. We need to get rid of that and do ml references dot, and it's going to be the this attribute, right? Because to go any further, you have to have a name. And for now, I'll just get rid of that. And then up here, I'm going to copy this out and paste it in here, right? So basically what I'm saying is, if you're not sneaking and you right-click, just open up the dialog box to like write whatever you want. But if that's not the case, to go any further, you have to have a name on your name tag. If you don't have a name, it just stops everything. If you get past this, then it means that you can use it. So you have to be sneaking to kind of, basically that's the thing to move on. Move on to the next. So this, all of this can go away. So that's that. On step, I don't think there's anything more in here. Like, I'm not going to do any particles. You're not going to use it for a while. I think this is just going to be true. This is just going to be true. We're going to skip it. It's going to be an instant use kind of item. You're not going to have to look at any objects in your offhand or anything else. I will preserve this in case I do want to go back through. It's already set up, you know, to like interact with the player using it. Same thing with this. There's not going to be anything with the canceled as well, so I'm just going to minimize those. Now in here, this is where things are probably going to get a little iffy. But for now, I'm just going to comment all of this stuff out. And that should be that. We're going to save and leave the world. We're going to rebuild. So most of it should be done. We'll have to connect the dots for that interact stop at the end. We'll have to make sure that you have the right tag. If you have the right tag, you can send a packet. And maybe if you don't have the right tag, I will branch it off and have it send you a message that says, like, you know, no name or invalid entity or, you know, something, you know, a couple error messages. So you're not wondering why it's not working. All right, Mr. Cheeseburger. Let's pull out your name tag that looks like a fang. Right there. That's the new name tag. We're going to put it in our hand. If I right-click, well, it blows up. Oh, I forgot to, I know what I did. I know what I didn't do. I didn't register it. Crap. Not a problem. So I believe what I need to do is come into here. Client side, right? So I'm going to copy this. Paste it in. We're going to be registering the dialogue. This is going to be dialogue name tag. And I believe, wait, is this how you do it? Crap, I can't remember. I can't remember if we even have to do this. You know what? We may not need to do this. I'm going to check. Okay, yeah, look, I was wrong. I was wrong. So let's actually take a look to see why it's upset. Line 80. This right here. Oh, I didn't get a snapshot of player, did I? Yeah, player was null. So I have to do this. And you know what? I will get an issue with the item as well. So let's pop name tag in there too. There we go. That's better. So this dialog box is going to be kind of basic. We should be able to type into it. We should be able to save to it. I'm going to have to expand the tooltip, the like mouse hover over item tooltip, to where we could see the tag on there too, so you could tell when there's a tag. So it's not crashing. Oh wait, that's not the name tag. Oh, Vice. There we go. It's not localized or anything, but I should be able to type in here. Before I do, I need to add to this. Where is it? Item name tag. Here we go. So right in here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the item transmog stone. And we'll close that out. And I will take a look to see if the item has an attribute slot. Like, this is basically what I want. But it's going to be ML references. And we'll be looking for the name, right? That stored name tag. Copy, paste. And then with this, it's going to be ML references. And I need to copy this and paste that here. All right, so let me read this through a little bit here. If you have this name, so you'll have a generic thing. If you have a stored name, then I add a space, and then I'm going to add more stuff. This is going to be localized stuff. There's not really going to be anything special for the paths. I could just join these together with regular path. Just like that. Just like that. So now let's look at it, right? So we have tooltip item name tag for this. Which is this right here. So, and it doesn't have an attribute. I think I want to redo this a little bit. I think I want to redo this. Because you may not have a tag. Okay. And that's actually my cue right there. How long did I get the live stream? 2.5 hours? Not bad. So what I was saying is I think I need to expand this a little bit. We'll pop an else statement. We'll do this really fast. And I will kind of copy this, and then we will put in something that says something like this. And I'll do the same little brackets there. There we go. Right. So say like no name. So I can do this. Let's type in test, save it. Oh, it's still not coming up. I am editing the right one, right? Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Item attributes. Oh wait, you know it wouldn't save because we don't have the packet being sent. So we're close. We're close. I'm not gonna have time to finish this now though. So what we will do is we will find someone to raid. Let's see, who is playing Vintage Story? Who do we got? We got Perk Cuss starting a new server. Let me see here. We could throw it to Perk Cuss. Awesome dude. Slash raid. Let me copy and paste the name. Perk Cuss. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for watching. You get to see the process doing this. There's still a lot of work to be done. Where are you going? See something like that where I right-clicked with this, it kind of did both. I gotta put in the localization still. We gotta make it to where when you press this button, it sends the packet to right to this item. We gotta get the localization done for this item. I need to come up with a simple name tag shape. You know, it's all kind of builds, right? But you kind of see what we're building. And eventually, you'll be able to save your name. You'll be able to check it down here and see what the name is. You'll go to your Wyvern. You will right-click on it with this name tag, and it will consume the name tag and rename your pet. Or it will remove a name. Like, I'll make an option here where you could remove a name as well. So, yeah. I think that's gonna be the way to do this. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Oh my god, this Wyvern has a speed of 1. That is like the freaking worst. Holy crap. Terrible. You would become hamburger meat, buddy. Mr. Cheeseburger's a fitting name. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Adios. See you later. Bye.